Bulletproof Ballers, episode 2. Kadeem came from the airport. We filmed that end of the video this morning at sunrise. Now this is what we're going to be filming. Our training every single day. I just hit the sled, which you'll see we're filming this halfway, well, into the workout, putting out the start. But we're here. Kadeem hasn't got the top, he's not rapping. I am. Yeah, so we're rolling. Kadeem's going to hit backwards. We just done some warm up with some fascia stuff we're learning about, and then we're going to go into a posterior day. So it's going to be snatches, RDLs, some WEC twists. We'll see what else we got, but it's going to be more posterior, more about power output. This isn't a knee rehab session, but it also could be to a certain extent. If you think about knee rehab, it's just doing what we do at a lower level, at the level you can do it. Let's go, let's go. So anyone could drag a sled. What if there was no weight on it? Anyone could drag a sled, anyone could take smaller steps. If you think the more pressure on your knee, further the step you take back, the more your knee goes over your toe. Smaller steps you take, the less knee pressure that's going to be. As you get warmed up, take more, and we're rolling. Come on then, show us what you got. Beat me, beat me. Here we go, here we go. There you go. So we're saying, you've been playing around with some Chongqi fascia stuff.
Yep.
What we got going on? What's been on your minds?
Power curls here to get the toes going. You know, initially I wasn't able to control my toes the way they're usually, you know, meant to be able to control, like bending here at the front. I wasn't able to do that. I could only bend like this, right? But now if you bend like this, you will feel that instant pressure that you have in your foot. That's kind of the goal with this as well, to get that pressure in the foot. Like, you don't want to have sloppy feet as an athlete, right? You want to have like springy ankles. You want to make sure that everything you do with your feet, it goes up, the feedback is there, right, for the rest of your body. And now, doing this for a minute, you know, I can start feeling my hamstring already, my glute just slightly. And it's really interesting to feel that whole connection from the foot to the glutes.
I feel mine pretty much instantly.
Yeah, I mean, you have an amazing fascial connection, right? It's funny how you curl at the toes and then you feel the glute going. Right, and it gets really intense, right? For
like
me, it's in the hamstrings and a tiny bit of glute, so I'm still working, still going.
Oh my God.
You can't keep going.
No.
You have to keep going, man.
What do you mean?
Maybe you take some pressure off.
What do you mean? Like it gets to the point where I can't even move my toes.
Now take some pressure off, maybe lean back a little bit.
Yeah, the pressure's not on. Oh.
Is your glute rock solid, or if you touch it?
I don't know, do you want to feel?
Just touch it and feel. I ain't gonna touch your glute on camera. Not even off camera, sorry.
And what kind of got you to the point where you've started actually doing this? What information did you receive that was like a game changer? Because obviously people watching this first YouTube vid of our first training session, and we're doing something which we've posted a couple of times about, but not massively, like obviously we're from the ATG base, so what's gotten you to the point where we're trying to do this?
It's a really good question, because like I would say the main thing that got me to this is because like I keep exploring, looking for solutions, ways to make the training more efficient, to make more gains. And yeah, to be completely honest, like I still felt, even, you know, after doing ATG and seeing amazing progress, I still felt like sometimes my right knee, obviously my knee that had all the problems, for example, like in the VMO, I didn't get that activation like straight away, maybe after a couple sets. And then I kind of, you know, started to feel out here around my quads, and I felt, okay, wow, there's a lot of kind of adhesions there, okay? Like I could literally feel the tissue that is not smooth as on the other side, which was interesting for me to experience. Same for the tendon as well, which has like this almost densification, right? It goes from adhesion, densification, fibrosis, like when these collagen fibers don't line up properly again, and obviously having chronic tendinopathy for so long, that's what I still felt sometimes, right? It wasn't causing me pain or issues, but I felt, okay, there could still be some additional stuff going on.
Yeah, I would, obviously this kind of stuff can help and this and that, but I definitely think that probably comes down to also the fact of like, you had the injury for so many years and you kept breaking it down, you kept breaking it down. So you're going to have adhesions, you're going to have degradation, whatever you want to call it, in certain areas. It's going to be in the tendon, it's going to be in the muscle, it's going to be in the fascia, it might be in whatever. So I would argue to a certain extent as well that you were making a bunch of progress on ATG.
Yeah.
And you can make a bunch more. Ben's been doing it for 10 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like we're giving.
And that's why I said in the beginning, my main goal is always to look for ways to kind of supplement what I'm already doing to make it more efficient, right? So if I can get rid of like adhesions, then my ATG training is going to be more efficient.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And generally, like, you know, in 5 years from now, new stuff will be coming out, new research, we'll see, right? For now, we can only work with what we got and the experience we got, and we see ATG and the way, especially we've combined it for like getting people back to football, using our own experience, using other systems, right? We're doing rope flow, we're doing some rotational stuff, isometrics, we're including fascia training because we see football is a game we play with our feet, right? So the feet are highly involved. And we're really optimizing this for basically our younger selves, right? We're footballers trying to get back to playing football, pain-free, feeling good. So right now you see Liam back there, backwards sledding, hitting the sled on the grass. The friction is quite high, so it is really intense, but that's the goal with this sled as well, right? We're adding external load, pushing through the toes really. Every step you're landing on your forefoot, you're pushing through your toes, which is like, can't really get much more athletic than that, right? And it's the whole body working, having to work, great warm up, no need to, you know, do something crazy before, because this you can start slower and going faster and faster. Now it's my turn, let's go.
Yeah, just warm up there and back to start with, then we'll chuck the 20 on and we'll go backwards there, lateral back, and we'll go as many rounds as we can on the 20. Round for round, bar for bar. One of the main inspirations for this is going to come from Martin St. Louis. Obviously Ben Patrick is the one who got us hooked on it and pretty much most of the world, but Martin Louis, his training program is out there somewhere. Stanley Cup MVP, led the league in scoring, got faster as he aged. He was able to do Nordics, he was doing rhythm squats, he was doing the sled, he was doing forwards, backwards and lateral. You go without the strap.
Yeah, just like this.
Cool. We'll chuck the 20 on. Let's go backwards there, lateral back. You been doing lateral?
Not much, to be honest.
No.
I think it's definitely something.
Well, you think about
should be doing more.
You think about football, and the best player is Messi. What's he best at? Decelerating and cutting, moving his body really, really fast.
Yep.
If you look at the position that he's in when he's pushing off, so he decelerates, this comes down, pushed into there, goes super knee over toe, and he's pressing out like that. If you look at that lateral sled, boom, boom. So you're in
people, if you don't actually look at it in slow motion, you don't realize because it's so fast. But if you actually slow the footage down, you will see, like, he's got massive VMOs, right? It's what you need when you go knees over toes. I think we blend in some footage here. It's going to be good to see the GOAT, how he moves actually, what makes him so good. Obviously, it's not the only thing, but I think it's one of the things that makes him so good. The ability to get so low and cut quickly.
There's other things as well. I was just saying that. Like, he is the best at that.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go. Come on. Yes. Until here, then you can switch.
Nah, both ways.
Both ways. Cool. Keep going. Let's go. Let's go. Push.
Wow.
Nice.
That's hectic. That's all VMO. People think that's in the hips or whatever by looking at it. Pure VMO. So I feel it. Here we go. Get the arms swinging. Get the grounded feet.
It's the whole body moving, right? It's like
My favorite thing to do. The pump shows you're doing something good.
Let's go.
If you think about the build-up of lactic acid in the quads, it's one of the best cardios you burn.
I think you've done this side
other
before.
way.
Yeah.
Other way.
Yeah.
It's one of the best cardios because yeah, you are getting that.
Yes.
Oh, I'll talk in a sec.
Let's go. Let's keep going. Push, push, push. Yeah, you see how he's pushing through the toes there, through the VMO.
Oh.
Amazing.
How's that?
Good.
Yeah. Quad pump.
Whole body.
Whole body.
Whole lower body. Yeah, quads for sure.
You want to go 2 rounds?
Glutes, feet, heart.
2 rounds or?
Let's go.
2 rounds.
Yes, sir.
Gonna have to take the shirt off, ladies. I have been on a bit of a bulk, getting those gains in. So, see what the physique's saying. We're gonna shred down while we're here in Vanuatu. Can't really cheat on your diet when all you got is meat and rice. Oh, it's a good time. Looking like a Greek god out in the Vanuatu zone.
Let's go.
Let's hit this.
Starting off backwards here. Yes. Let's see. You see, it's the whole body working, right? It's the arm swing. It's side to side. It's pushing through the toes. Like, if you're not hitting this lead or some form of like actively including your whole body, what are you even saying, right? And the great thing about this lead, or even just walking backwards, is that people could start without weight and then progress slowly over time. If you put too much weight on the sled, you're not going to hurt yourself, right? It's simply not going to move. So, lateral sled here. Obviously, as a footballer, a lot of lateral cutting.
Chongqi was breaking down some recent studies on why sled training isn't good for your top end speed, why it's actually bad. But as Keegan, I don't know if you saw Keegan's video that I've done with him the other day, but it's different things. Ground contact time. Think about the ground contact time in acceleration versus top speed sprinting. Top speed sprinting, yeah, it's going to be super small. But in something like acceleration, you need those long ground contact times. So the sled is going to help with acceleration. The athlete that's not doing this, it's going to be worse than me. If I'm sprinting as well as doing this, my acceleration and my top sprint speed is going to be better. It's about, if you look at studies, they'll show you a very small look into life. They'll be 12 weeks long with certain participants and looking for certain things. Well, if you're looking for certain things, you've got a small amount of participants on a small time frame, you're not really going to find too much. How about we look at our scientific studies of the hundreds of clients that you work with and how they get better in their sport through years of work. Majestic, absolute majestic. Look at him go. Me and Kadeem are beginners to snatch. Keys is teaching us. But would you say the position's there to finish? So you're kind of in the quads and you're ready to, you're keeping them a little bit bent so you can use that quad power as well as the hip power and the triple extension. You want to keep it like to your hips as well when you're pulling through here. So like you want to kind of come up, but you're keeping it close to your hips so that when you're here, you can kind of fling it off the hips. Yeah. You can even just practice that top bit there. So go from here to the finishing position over and over. See
like this?
Feels? Yeah, down below your knees there. And then bring it up, but slower. Go real slow. And then feel where you're going to go. Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah, yeah. To the side, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. It's actually the key of starting more closer stance. Then as you explode up and as you land, you get into a wider stance. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Try and get that bar. That was good, real good form. Try and get that bar to land at the same time as the feet.
Yeah. Slow. Let's go one more. Nice.
Less of an RDL.
Less?
Yeah,
Less?
more knees.
Yeah.
Let your knees slightly come over your toe. There you go, there you go. Nice.
Okay. Wow.
You're super mobile through the shoulders as well. Poliquin used to say, well, Poliquin's system, Key says, builds strong athletes. It doesn't necessarily build the elastic athlete. Like Poliquin used to say, take the elastic athlete. There is systems that build an elastic athlete, but he used to say that 2 lifts that all football players should kind of master is 1, the front squat, and then 2, the snatch or the power snatch. And me and Kadeem were just getting into this because we came from an ATG background, which is based off Charles Poliquin, but it's more of the online system and less kind of geared towards athletes to a certain extent and more geared towards knee rehab and then longevity. So being out here with Keith, who was one of the creators of ATG, is kind of showing us to a certain extent, showing me to a certain extent of there is a lot of force that you can't produce in other lifts, in the Olympic lifts, and no position, no movement is bad. It's just being able to balance that with other stuff. So if someone tells you, don't do this, don't do that, you already should have a red flag going off in your head, because if they're really a student of life, they would know that they don't know everything. I don't know everything. Kadeem doesn't know everything. Keegan doesn't know everything. Charles Poliquin doesn't know everything. Like, there could be things that completely shift your mindset. Like, I turned from an atheist to a Christian within a few days. Do you know what I mean? Like, your mind can easily change quickly. So yeah, let's hit this 10D3. So that means 10 sets on the minute every minute. I'm gonna try and go for 3. I'll see how it goes. Haven't done 10D3, I've done 10D2 on this before. But we'll try it, and then if I feel like it's too much, I'll go down to 10D1 or 10D2. Kadeem's gonna try 10D1. But having this where you keep having the minute break and the dents is going, gets you used to the movement a lot more. So yeah, let's hit this.
Yes.
And if there is any Olympic lifter, people that have good technique on this and they know how to do it, just comment down below what we're missing, because we're still learning. So you pull up your hip.
I didn't hold it.
You completely missed you want to keep it super close.
Yeah.
You just like kind of trap freed it.
Yeah, you have to like think about a lot of different stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's not about just, you know, the training in the sense of, yeah, you're gaining a strength, but also the mind, the body, the coordination, 100%. Right?
It's neuroplasticity. Any new thing that you learn literally evolves your brain. It's neuroplasticity. Your brain has the ability to change. In older people, it's less so, but still, like learning new skills, learning new lifts, never a bad thing.
Yeah, nice.
One of the best things as well that you can do is watch back your quote-unquote game footage. So I'm going to watch this stuff back after, see what my form was like compared to someone else in ice, and then we'll see. So we end up doing 10 sets of snatch. Finished at, well, we done like 5, well, I done 5 sets of 10D3, 30 kg. Then we went to 10D2, but 5, so 5D2 for 35 kg. Definitely getting used to it. Shins are taking a bit of a battering, but it's cool, that transference of power into the bar. Like, I think it's cool. Posterior chain, explosiveness. Let's get it rolling. So we're going to hit Nordics. These are going to be decline. We'll see how it goes. First set will just be warm up, just eccentrics, see how we do. And then we'll go into some reps, see how it's feeling. But yeah, we've been working at these a long time. So we're going to be a bit better at them than most people watching this, but you can regress it by your height. Eden's having a great time.
Look at that control all the way to the bottom.
That's the most important thing as well, because if you look at ACL tears, they happen in like this position here.
Yep.
So if you have the full control all the way down and you're not, I see so many people, they love to say, I can do Nordics. I love doing Nordics. And you watch them and then they go, and then they hinge up or whatever, and they just miss this portion. So they barely work it, and then they think by going through it, it's going to bulletproof your ACL when it's not. It's that full tension all the way.
Yep.
It's really going to do it.
It's not that the other stuff is bad, but this is really just like you're trying to make the most gains out of the Nordic, right? And it's like that bottom part there that's giving you so much gains. Let's go.
Nice. Wow. How long did it take you to get your first Nordic?
284 days, I think.
284 days.
I've done a video on it, yeah. And I haven't done it, I had to stop at one time, but once I started doing it once a week, consistently, making sure the next week when I do it, I'm fully recovered, going hard again. That's when I made the...
That's interesting, because I built my Nordics in a different way.
The first one. After that, I've done more volume, but you know, with a lot of people, if they jump straight into, you know, trying to do a lot of Nordics, it like their tendons not ready.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
But yeah.
But like, the way I built it was a lot of sub-maximal stuff. So sub-maximal, if you don't know what it means like, if I can do 10 reps, I'll do like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So when I was able to do like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Nordics, I was doing like a Nordic or 2 Nordics in my filming sessions multiple times, like spread out like 20 minutes in between.
Yeah.
So I was hitting volume there as well, but yeah, 100% the advice to do it once a week to start with is definitely, and then you can focus on your hamstring curl as well. And
other stuff, and it's like safest, right? It's maybe you can do faster gains, but you want to be safe, especially if you don't have someone like observing you or saying, okay,
I mean, that's not my personality, safe.
Yeah, 100%.
But 100%
and that,
for the people watching, definitely take Kadeem's advice and not mine.
Right, we'll go into some full Nordics.
You got it on the decline or?
I'll try. Let's see. We'll see here. I got the toes pushed into the ground as well, which helps some extra. Right.
There you go. Nice.
Interesting, but the toes slipped off. I think.
It's real decline as well.
Yeah. I'll get it a little bit closer. Maybe I'll get one more. Let's see.
We'll see.
Try without the toes.
It is quite decline. Like it's probably like 10, 20 degrees decline.
Just fully focus.
Nah, not 10, 20 degrees. It's quite decline.
It definitely feels different. It's like, you know, you're used to doing Nordics and then this one feels like, oh, what is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, that
is tough.
The post is coming out of the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't look too declined on the camera because it's angled down.
Yeah.
But if you do it like this,
plus it's like on the free athlete, you're like really tied in because you can put it right on your Achilles. On here, you're lifting up at the same time. So it's even harder. But
and then also where you're putting your heels is also declined. Like, yes, sir. There we go. We got one more. For sure. Yes.
Just keep pulling. Just keep pulling.
Boom.
Oh my God.
There we go.
The hamstring cramp on that was ridiculous.
Wow. Glad you pulled through on that one.
Wow.
Good stuff.
That was all mine. I was literally like, wow.
What do you say in like situations like this where like you know, you almost didn't make it, but you kind of pushed through.
Yeah, that was all mine. Literally like 5 seconds there. I just blanked out and was like,
I got
squeezing
this.
as hard as possible, but most people won't do that.
Yeah, and it's not always about, you know, pushing to the limits, but it's about knowing, challenging your body, like getting to know your body.
Safely.
Like you will have setbacks, right? If you're trying to figure this out on your own, you will have setbacks.
There's a bunch of setbacks here, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, like, people want to leave the coaching program because they think we have all the answers in the world, and we do have a lot of good answers because we've been through it ourselves. But that doesn't mean you're not going to have this thing happen or this thing happen. But what it does mean is you're going to have a guide from someone that's actually done the thing. Yeah. So when you do have a setback and you feel like it's the end of the world and my knee's never going to get better, and like, I've tried another program and it's not worked for me, how about you just stick through? God usually gives to the person who's all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. That last point when you're about to give up and you keep going, God usually says, oh, okay, there you go.
Pull
because
through.
you stuck through. So don't ever, ever let it go.
Yeah, let's go. Good advice. Love that.
Nice. Where do you feel it? How does it feel?
It's really the whole leg. I could, like the hip, definitely, like the hip socket, if you turn into it. It's interesting getting that deep. Because in sports, you might land in a position like this. You might get pushed into a position like this. It's not like the typical, you know, sprinting position, but it's never a bad position. Like
if you think about
acceleration
sprint,
specifically, boom.
Exactly, like you are kind of coming out and sprinting over.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was
especially
meaning more top end speed, but yeah,
pushing
acceleration.
Forward. Yeah, acceleration. And that's where the game's really defined, is the first 0 to 5 meters. That's where you make money, not your top sprint speed. That helps as well. But how many times on the pitch in football are you going to be at your top sprint speed versus how many times you're going to be accelerating, decelerating? That's more important in the game of football. That's why we get super strong in the city. Good morning. That's why we do the snatch. That's why we do the sled. Longer ground contact times, more acceleration, more deceleration, strength. That's really going to change the game. Not necessarily your top sprint speed, which will come if you keep sprinting more, keep doing the elastic work.
Yeah. Yeah, so you want to have both. Like I want to be freaking sprinting well, top speed. I want to be accelerating well. Want to be able to handle all of that. That's essentially what it's about. Like, you can't build out of balance, right? You can have your strengths, but in the end, like, if you're out of balance at some point, it might show. And for most of us that already got injured, it's shown, right? And it's even more important now that you kind of obsess even more about, you know, balancing your abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, now so really feeling it here, below the glute, like just where the hamstring attaches into the hip.
What are you focusing on to feel that? Are you focusing on your knee being back?
Yeah, loading into the hip, essentially, like kind of thinking about.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just
keeping that knee back. If you keep on your forefoot, you press that knee back to there where your hamstrings are lengthened, your hips lengthened.
Yeah, it's key that you keep your heel off the ground, right? That's when you create that tension through the whole foot. It's that fascial connection we're talking about. It's the whole body. Nice.
Yeah, I'm really feeling that now.
Let's go. Last, really locking that elasticity in now. Quick ground contact. Just most importantly, stay relaxed, like upper body relaxed, but the ankles need to be stiff. Can also hop from side to side.
Yeah, there's two different things there. The white one where you're spending more ground contact time.
Yeah.
Versus this being more off. Oh, I made the glutes.
Wow, I kind of feel it in the core a little bit even.
How long are we going for?
Last minute.
I don't feel that at all in the foot. It's all in the glutes.
Yeah, that's elite.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm off.
Good.